All right, guys, so just real quick, I wanted to throw this clip in there. It's really sunny, so excuse my squinting, but someone hit and ran my mom's FJ yesterday, and this takes a special kind of dirt bag. So I was gonna do it last night, but I was kind of pissed off about it. So I'm gonna turn this around and show you the damage. So you can see, obviously, the tail light got hit. We got paint from the other vehicle going down. Luckily, there isn't a whole lot of body damage. And then if you look down here, totally wrecked this plastic wheel well liner and got some scuffs here. This is a brand new ARB bumper that I helped my dad install after a high school girl was texting and driving and hit it. So this poor thing has not had the best luck, and you can see the powder coat actually got like destroyed on this new ARB bumper, and these things aren't cheap, so super unfortunate. I've really been addicted to you. Attention I've been giving to you. All right, guys, so before we get into this crazy Honda Civic build behind me, I do have a video sponsor on this video, and that is going to be Odelphi Tools. So I'll drop a clip in right here. I know you've seen the Odelphi headlight before. We talked about it in last week's video, but if you go down in the description, use the link and my coupon code JARRETTJENNI, you can enjoy 10% off your order. So if that's something you want to do, head down to the description and place your order with Odelphi Tools. All right, guys, so we're just heading to my buddy Rick's right now. He owns a shop down the road. This is the guy that I said has been super helpful and quite frankly a blessing for me to meet. So we're gonna go head out to his place and see what he's up to. I don't know where he is, it's dark. All right, guys, so we made it into Rick's shop. I didn't get to surprise him like I thought I was going to. He just went off on an adventure, but we got this Liberty here, and I've worked on this thing a couple times before. I think what I figured out is we just hooked it up to the fuel pressure tester, and everything seems good there. It was acting a little funny before, but I don't think that was the heart of the issue. So we got the fuel pressure gauge on there right now, and what was going on is when this vehicle is warmed up, after it's warmed up and you shut it off, you come back so the engine is still warm, it'll spit and sputter and it won't start, right? Well, I just plugged in the snap-on scanner, and what we found is that when the vehicle is shut off, let me get in here, I'm gonna flip you around. So when this vehicle is shut off, you can see our throttle position sensor right there, and it's flatlined right now, which is normal because we're not touching it, right? If I blip the gas, you're gonna see that show up down there, see? Well, when this vehicle was shut off with the key on, the throttle position sensor was actually fluctuating, which is very, very odd. It should not do that. I'll get another clip of this when it starts acting up again, but I just shut the vehicle off so the key's on. You can see it flatlined. But what I think we're gonna see again is that bottom line there is our throttle position sensor, and it's gonna start to fluctuate again with the vehicle off, which doesn't make any sense. See, that's what it's doing. Throttle position sensor. It's off, we don't have our foot on the gas, and look what it's doing. Alrighty, guys, so we think we got the Liberty figured out. Don't ever buy one of these things. I'm not a Chrysler fan. I've never been a Chrysler fan. Rick brought us some grape juice. Grape juice, there he is.
Cranberry juice.
You gotta show us around the shop. This is Rick, you guys, that I've been talking about. He's been helping me out on my venture, and I'm super lucky because a lot of the shit that I don't have, I come out here and he lets me use it. So you gotta show us the shop. We gotta start in there because it's nice in there.
Kind of a pigsty.
We think we figured out the Liberty, though. I think it's the TPS throttle position sensor, because that thing's acting up as we're just sitting and it's moving around.
It's got a bad wave pattern for sure.
But it shouldn't move. I mean, I showed you guys that little clip there, but it should not move at all when the car is off. It doesn't make any sense. So look at this. I mean, how did you get all this stuff?
Just been in a lot of places all over the years. And a lot of towing.
This is literally like Pawn Stars, but in a shop, you know, like I said, if you ever got hard up for money, you could like just start selling signs and this is like a retirement plan.
There's a lot of yeah, like this comes from Canada border here, this Grant body sign here.
That was from the Canadian border?
Yep, up by Pembina.
So what, you were doing work and you just asked them if they wanted to sell it?
They just had it laying in the yard, yeah.
Did you have to buy it?
$30.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is like the office, then you come over to the actual shop. You got all this space. This is the kind of space I need. You know, tire machines, everything you could need. God, how long have you had this shop?
20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, 21 years.
So what you're telling me is when I'm like 42, then I can build a shop.
Well, I was 20, what was I? I was 24 when I built it.
Oh my God. I'm behind then. I'm 2 years behind. Yeah, so we got all the machines, all the tools. Then you come over here, this is where the wreckers are, right?
Yep.
I don't remember where the...
Here.
Big old wrecker right there. You got another one over here. God. See, so the whole reason that I met you is because you saw me working in my driveway.
Yep.
And he had stopped, and actually, I got called into the city, and at first I was like, did that? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because you were telling me about getting shit from the city. So I was like, that doesn't make sense. How did? And it ended up being a Facebook post that they had seen. But then I called, and you can see the press way back there. I was working on a car, and I needed a press. And he's like, yeah, just go in and use it. Well, then it turns out his kid worked at the grocery store, didn't make the connection, and I wandered over, and he wasn't there. He's like, just go in. I'm like, okay. So I wander in, and his kid comes walking in, and I'm like, what? Hey, bud. Just walks away, and I'm like, aren't you going to question why, like, I'm standing here? And I was like, do you work here? And he's like, no, that's my dad. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. This is, you know, I thought I had a lot of tools, and I thought I had a lot of stuff, but this is, like, next level. So what do you got to do to the old little S10 over there?
It's getting a new bullet.
New bullet, new motor.
Yeah.
4.3, right?
4.3.
I'm saying, I don't know, I think it's time for an LS swap.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun.
So this is the shop, you guys, and you'll see more of it, I'm sure, over the course of the channel. But yeah,
Can't see where we're going though until you get them headlights polished up.
yeah, I got to get the headlight. I think it looks good like this. You could do like a Gambler 500 rally or something.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Well, you got that. Look at the bumper.
Yeah.
I just had to show you guys. We're gonna go in and look at some stuff. But yeah, this is Rick. Say hi.
Hello.
All right, guys, I'll get back to you. All right, guys, I realize we're doing a lot of running around in this video. I just wanted to show you Rick's shop and introduce you to him because he's helped me out a lot. He's a really awesome guy. And, you know, these are the kind of relationships you want to build in this industry. You know, the industry already has a bad enough rap. Everyone knows a bad mechanic. So just be a decent human being. Other people are going to scratch your back, scratch their back, help them out when you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. You'll probably see more of the shop. We got some business plans that we are working on. So as those progress, I'll share those with you as well. We are currently driving to my buddy Andy's place about a half an hour away, and I got an insane treat for you guys. This is probably the craziest Honda Civic swap I've ever seen. All right, guys, so we made it to Andy's, and what are we working on, Andy?
Little 98 Civic.
98 Civic hatch. All right, but this is a crazy build, and we'll get into that in a minute, but super budget build. You know, the car was pretty clean, right? It's a pretty clean car.
For the most part.
Not really any rust, a few dings here and there, but we just primed it. Again, he's doing this on a budget, so we're actually going to do a Rust-Oleum paint job. He's thinking white. We might do something funky with the roof, but where things get really interesting is under the hood. You want to show us that?
Got a little turbo back here. Nothing crazy.
This is wild. When you guys see this motor, I'm gonna flip you around. Actually, I didn't even get that. He just made a loud noise. I'm breaking your car, man.
That's okay.
What do we got, Andy?
This is a Volkswagen Vr6.
Oh my god.
2.8, 6-cylinder.
And as far as you know, there's not a Vr6 swapped Civic that's documented, right?
That's documented. No, there is one out there that I've seen pictures of.
And when
But that is non-turbo, just basic
and
swap.
what size turbo is this?
It's a 3582R. So Garrett core.
Looks massive. And then these, you were talking about these, this is your motor mount mock-ups, right?
Mock-ups, yep. So this one goes back there. One here.
Right.
You know. And then this guy will be over on this side. One on each side.
Right.
Hold it up.
And then you just bolt up to the top on those holes right there.
No, I'm actually welding them to the frame.
Oh.
So I'm gonna weld mine. I thought about doing a bolt-in.
Yeah.
But that's too much.
Actually, no, it was probably, what, 2 years ago you were on the channel last. If you guys remember that. He had the 1.8T rear-wheel drive converted A4. And as far as we know, that blew up, right?
Yeah, well, as far as I know, blown up in somebody's yard right now. I don't know where.
Cars, man, never ends. And this is, like I said, budget build, but this isn't cheap. I mean, originally this was going to go in a Rabbit.
Yeah, originally a Rabbit. Found too much rotted floors and everything that I don't have the skills for.
Right.
So
Well, that's where projects really die, is people get in over their heads and then they just give up. Yeah, this is
short, easy, cheap.
Well, it's unusual. I've never even heard of a Volkswagen motor, let alone a VR6 being in a Civic. So it was wild to me.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. So like, I don't know. You got to tell me. So like, what got you into the Volkswagen world? I mean, like, how did this come about? How did you get to Vr6 swapping a Civic?
Originally, it was going to be a Vr6 swapping an Audi. And then everybody and their mother's doing that right now. So then I was going to do a Vr6 in my Rabbit.
Right.
And that was too rotted out, but then everybody and their mom's doing that too.
Yeah.
So I had the motor sitting around after I got rid of the Rabbit, and I've kind of had a Honda itch for a while.
And how did you get into like the Audi Volkswagen stuff? Like, what was the A4 the first car?
No, I used to fuck with Hondas way back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, I was probably one of the first guys that had an H22 Accord in the States, or at least in Fargo.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago I did that.
Right.
And then got away from Hondas for a while when I got an Audi.
Yep. And that was the A4?
Yep, that was the first A4. I've had like 3 of them now.
Oh, Jesus.
So the first A4 kind of got me into it and learning a little bit of Audis, modifying them.
Yeah.
And then I learned that I just pretty much had the wrong A4.
Yeah.
There's the wideband A4 and a narrowband A4. I had a narrowband one.
You swapped in a wideband though, didn't you?
No, I just got a whole new car.
Oh, the silver one was
cheaper just to get a shell. They were both silver.
Right.
So it was just way cheaper to get in a whole new shell. Got in a new shell and started building a motor. Built the motor, wanted to drift since we got a drift track.
Yeah.
So then that went rear-wheel drive, and then kids happened and life happened, and I just never got to enjoy it and sold it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the beauty of Honda swaps, is there's so much you can do, and you can do it on a budget. You know, I mean, that's why Honda is Honda.
I mean, you can do it on a budget.
Yeah.
Like, they are cheap.
Yeah, we gotta take another look at this motor here. So, if you don't mind me asking, just to kind of inform people, like, what do you have into this motor with the turbo and?
I don't know, turbos. I'm sponsored with turbos, so that was $400.
Okay.
The manifold is a cheap eBay one just to see if it'll work.
The exhaust manifold?
Yep.
Okay.
Turbo manifold is like $110 or so like that.
Okay.
And then the rest is literally bone stock with the head gasket spacer to make 600 horsepower.
Oh, just to reduce the compression a little bit? Is that like a cosmic gasket or?
It's literally, I don't know how they do it, but some company out there sells the head gasket, and then you just take the OEM one, split it in half, put the spacer in the middle of them, and put it back together.
Oh, wow.
So
other than putting that head gasket in here, you haven't torn this apart?
Nope.
Do you know how many miles are on it?
I have no idea.
No idea. What did it come out of?
I believe 93 Jetta GLI.
Okay. They had they had Vr6s in the Jettas?
GLIs.
Oh, I did not know that. See, I got my TT, but I am new to the Euro scene. Like, this is all new to me. So
I'm kind of new to this front wheel drive setup bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of learning too, but.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get some more videos of this as we keep working. What's going right here?
That's for the air to water intercooler.
Oh, I got you. I remember seeing that mocked up on there.
Sits kind of like that, but I got to redo some shit.
Dude, it's amazing this thing fit in here as well as it did. I mean, you think of a 4-cylinder Honda motor, and then you think of like these Vr6s, and they're quite a bit bigger, but not as big as I thought they would look, you know? And we don't have any issues closing the hood with that turbo in there like that.
No.
Top mount, nice and easy to get to.
With any of that.
Show them that. Yeah, look at that. That is sweet, dude. This is going to be an awesome project.
Super budget friendly.
Yeah, guys, so I don't know if I think this might be the first Vr6 swapped Honda project that's going to be on YouTube. One other thing I was going to ask you, what are you running as far as like an ECU?
That is...
Mega Squirt?
Micro Squirt.
Micro Squirt.
So that's all over here. Digital dash.
Okay.
Full harness.
Is the dash from Micro Squirt too?
No, the dash is full custom built for one of my buddies.
Okay.
Runs Tuner Studio on it and everything already, so ready to go once I get it in here.
And where did you just started learning just by doing it, right?
I'm literally learning as I'm going.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like me being in the auto industry for 7-8 years now, I've been a mechanic, but we don't ever do anything like this. You know, you're a parts replacer, you get to diagnose stuff, but this is all one-off, like crazy stuff. You know, like I said, I mean, we got a VR6 and a Honda. That's insane. I don't know, what's, you said your power goal about 600 wheel?
600-700-ish. We'll see what happens, but
Can this motor hold that, or is it sketchy?
this motor is good for like 800-900 horsepower with just a head gasket spacer.
Oh my gosh.
And
Dude.
bolt-ons and tuning.
And you guys, if you didn't know, this is the guy that I've been going to when I have Audi questions, because like I said, I've been into Toyotas and Fords basically my whole life, my whole journey as a car enthusiast. So all of this kind of stuff, and obviously the TT isn't crazy like this, but it's new to me. I don't know anything about European stuff other than I'm learning it's very expensive. Everything is spendy.
Everything is
Everything. Expensive. I don't care what you say. It's like the Miata has the drift tax. You have a Euro tax on like anything you want to buy.
Just parts.
Parts, just basic parts. I wanted to get OEM taillights, and I was talking to one of my buddies that works at Valley Imports, and even at his cost, it was like $800 for me to get 2 taillights. And I was just like, oh.
Makes no sense.
No.
Don't get it. Never understood it.
No.
That's why I'm back in Hondas.
Got out of the Audi game. Oh, and if this thing, I mean, this is the beauty of cars, you guys, is this is so unusual, and it's going to be done on a budget. So people that are seeing stuff like this progress, it's like, it's attainable for the average person. I mean, you could go buy a Civic shell and do this stuff. It's just elbow grease and figuring it out, and I'm sure breaking stuff along the way, but you'd be able to break some hearts with this thing if you can make 600 horsepower. That's gonna, if you can hook it up, you're gonna have to get some good tires.
More in the world, you're golden.
My favorite phrase is, if you have a welder, anything's whatever the hell you want it to be, right? So yeah, you get good at it, learn the skills, and this is something that the average person could do, but I still can't get over this. So Vr6 in a Honda Civic, this is insane.
It's also got some Ford parts in it too.
Ford parts.
The whole ignition is Ford.
That's all. This is Ford?
All that's Ford.
Is that from an Explorer?
Yes, it is.
It is! Oh my god! That's crazy. So again, you're just making stuff work, and it's not stuff that anybody would ever really know about.
This is Honda throttle body that I'll be using.
Yep, and you're gonna do a Honda shifter, you said.
Honda shifter.
It's a lot of trial and error, boys, but look at that. I mean, it's just pretty cool stuff. All right, guys, we're getting kind of high out here, so I think I'm gonna close this one out. It is like paint fumes up the wazoo out here. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a little bit more auto vlog action, and I'm super excited to keep filming this as Andy progresses with it. Andy, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for showing us. Do you have any plugs you want? Instagram, anything like that?
If you ever need a turbo, hit up Rack Turbo. That's where this guy came from. Otherwise, we're in the wild and get her done.
I love it. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you have not already, and we will see you very soon.